past several years, I had an opportunity to start to learn about some of the waterfalls and cascading features that are existing here in the Midwest. And I've always wanted to embark and see these treasures for what they are. Well, that is something I'm going to start doing today, and I'm hoping you guys will follow me as we start to venture throughout the Midwest, starting in Wisconsin, to look at some of these natural occurrences, these waterfalls, these cascades that really just date back to the prehistoric period. And it's something I think that you guys are going to enjoy. We're going to touch base on some of the history of each of the places, take some awesome photography, and share some video with you. Before we do that, we got to go ahead and check out some Wisconsin perfume. Yes, we're going to need bug spray. If you're going to make this trip for yourself, I'm going to highly recommend that, and possibly some sunscreen. So let's go about it. How's it going?
I'm good, how are you?
Excellent.
She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes, and I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country.
Well, we made it. So we are at the Dells of Eau Claire. Now, not to get confused, the Dells of Eau Claire is nowhere near Eau Claire, Wisconsin, or the Wisconsin Dells. Matter of fact, it's just outside of Wausau, and it's not that far of a drive, roughly 20 to 30 minutes, just depending how scenic you are about your drive here. But one thing I will tell you to absolutely do, as you come into the Dells of Eau Claire, you're definitely going to take Eau Claire River Road. Now, Eau Claire River Road actually follows the Eau Claire River, which is what the Dells of Eau Claire is on. Now, the Dells of Eau Claire is actually a French term. My understanding is the word Eau Claire means clear water, and Dells is French for some word that means rapids over water. You guys can look that up. But anyway, absolutely beautiful. We are going to take you through this park. There's plenty of amenities, from a shelter to places to picnic to playgrounds. So if you have kids, this is a great place to bring them. Not only do you get to see the great outdoors of central Wisconsin, but you get a little downtime along your travel. So we're going to make our way through to the actual Dells, take a look at that, and then we're going to actually go around the hiking trails here, because there really is a lot of unique things to see here, including a bridge that I think is just absolutely cool. So we're going to cover that here shortly. And for those of you that are not much of a hiker, there's also this paved trail that comes directly from the parking lot, and this is accessible for handicap, but this runs right along the way to the overview. So if you do not want to get out and hike throughout this wilderness, but definitely want to enjoy it, there is that opportunity still for you. As we gather all our gear here, we're going to go ahead and take a Sony camera with an ND filter and a tripod, because I want to be able to get some of that really awesome footage of the water coming over the rapids, make it look like it's just that silky polished image. And I'll show you guys how you can do that too in a later video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're interested in that, or if you just want to follow us as we take a look at all of these different waterfalls throughout, central Wisconsin and the Midwest. So as you enter from the parking lot, you're going to find this staircase that's going to lead down to this lookout area, and you can see the Dells of Eau Claire right from here. And we're going to be able to walk down there, and actually you can physically walk out on the rocks at your own risk. Before we do that, we're going to get some photography from up here. So to be able to get some really awesome looking photos of the water rushing across the rapids, we're going to use this ND filter. This screws on the front of your lens, and this allows you to do a long exposure. Now you can also do this with your phone. So if you have your phone and you turn it into live mode, you can actually take a photo with that, like an iPhone, and then you can go in afterwards and turn long exposure on, and it'll give you a really neat effect. And that effect looks like this. But with the camera, you can do a little bit more, and with the tripod, you can really make an awesome photo happen. And it's just a really cool effect. It's something that we see every day, but we kind of take it for granted because we're just seeing it in real time. All right, so now that we got a good collection of photos to work with from this point of view, we're going to get down on the rocks and take a look at what the Dells of Eau Claire have to offer from there. And again, there's a really scenic walkway here that allows you to walk through this. So if you're not really into photography and you just want to enjoy the nature and hear the sights and sounds, by all means, it's an awesome place to come to. When you get down on the rocks and you get to this point of view, you're going to be able to see the bridge that crosses the Eau Claire River here. And it's a very awesome bridge, but this kind of gives you a really nice photogenic scene that just absolutely peaceful. One thing that really interests me about this place was dating the actual rocks here and the formations that we see here today. They date back to Precambrian periods, and this is actually volcanic rock. So the fact that we're able to see this today is absolutely amazing. Now, as you move through here, you're gonna see there's a lot of sharp edges, but there's also a lot of potholes in the rock. Those potholes are actually from the water turning up into rock and making a pothole. As you take a few minutes and look through this scenery, just look at the time and effort that's gone to craft what these formations look like today. We're back at the top. We've taken a lot of good photos. I'm really excited to see these. You guys have gotten a chance to see them already as I posted them through. We'll do a complete slideshow of all the photos at the end with some unique video, but that girl jumping in the water, absolutely crazy. And Mom was cool with it, but keep in mind, as the sign says, swim at your own risk. But just really cool just to see people interacting with nature, something that's so beautiful and so close to home. So as you guys get out and you look at Wisconsin and explore the Midwest, look at these opportunities. Look at the different waterfalls, the different natural resources that are available to you. Guys and gals, please take a moment. If you haven't already, follow our page, like this video so others have the opportunity to see it. We're gonna do a deep dive and really get involved with waterfalls and this natural resources here in the Midwest so that you guys have the opportunity to see them firsthand. And maybe you have somebody that isn't able to physically get here, do them a favor. Go ahead and share this on your page or with them so they can see God's beautiful nature as it exists out here in the Midwest. Now that we did the Dells, we're gonna go ahead and check out the hiking and walking trails that exist here at the Eau Claire of Dells so you get to see firsthand what that's all about. Now this area here is not wheelchair accessible. I would definitely encourage to wear not any type of heel, definitely a flat shoe. If you can, avoid any open toes, sandals and stuff, just so you don't catch yourself on any sticks or get any cuts on your toes as you walk through some of this. Just, it's absolutely beautiful and it gives you an entirely different look at the waterfall from a whole different viewpoint here. And you can even get down there and see some different photos. Heck, what do you think? Should we go down there? It's a little bit of a steep climb, but I think that might give us a different advantage point. I think we shall. Let's go ahead, let's check it out. All right. Okay, we started up there, made our way through here. I didn't bring my tripod and all that just because, just a lot of extra work, but this is this point of view. The video, the picture does not do it justice. Absolutely beautiful. A lot of times I don't bring my tripod, but to get those long exposures, sometimes you got to improvise. And here I just found a stick on a rock, and this here gives me a pretty good view of what we see here. So let's just see how that photo looks here when we take that picture. All right, now we're gonna venture back up to the top here and continue on our hike. Now, as you're walking throughout this trail, you're gonna see that there is markings and indicators that kind of help you stay on the trail. If you go to the Marathon County's website, I'm sure you can find a guide. There's actually a lot of good resources for different hiking and walking trails, but it's just nice and comfortable to know that there's some type of marker just so that you stay on the trail itself. Absolutely peaceful. So I'm going to take this trail and walk it. I believe it's about a half mile to a quarter mile. The trail offers something for everyone. No matter what your age or style is, there's an opportunity for you to get out and see nature on this trail. From just creative pathways that wind along the riverbank to being able to just see some nature at its fullest. Along the trail, you're going to notice that there is rest stops along the way that consist of benches and just places to look out on the riverbank. Now, as you're headed out to the bridge, which is about a half-mile walk from the Dells of Eau Claire, you're going to encounter a lot of elevations, a lot of steep climbs, a lot of narrow pathways, and some treacherous walkways. There's also safety guardrails and markings along the way, so that should help you out. But once you get to that bridge, and yes, kids, if you're watching, Mom, this is a great photo opportunity. It's also a good chance to take a breath of fresh air and see the Eau Claire River as it moves through underneath the pass of the bridge. When you get to the other side of the bridge, you can continue your walkway and choose one or two routes. If you head back to the Dells on the south path, you're going to notice that the pathway is not as terrain driven. There's not the elevations and all the curves that you found on the first half of the walk, and just makes the second half back to your starting point really enjoyable. The entire pathway headed back to the park is along the shorefront, and there's some great opportunities to see some of the river bank for what it is, as well as you get to see some of the tall cliffs and rock formations that existed on the other side that you just spent the last 10 or 15 minutes hiking through. So just met these guys here. They are actually traveling from Virginia all the way to Seattle in a Rivian, and they're pulling a camper. And at first I asked the guy, were you a little scared doing this trip? And he's like, a little nervous, but so far it's been absolutely a breeze. So let's talk about how you get here. Dells of Eau Claire is centrally located in Wisconsin in Marathon County, just east of Wausau, and is conveniently located within 175 miles of cities like Green Bay, Appleton, Oshkosh, Eau Claire, Milwaukee, Madison, and even Ashland and Hudson. So if you're looking to travel here, you can easily make it here within a day and back, making this a great day trip opportunity for your family. For those in an EV, for most of you, you'll be able to travel here and get back to your final destination with a breeze. But within 20 miles of this beautiful natural wonder, you can check out this Electrify American station that's located by Target. In a matter within 10 or 15 minutes, you can recharge your vehicle enough to return home and make one convenient stop on your way. If you want to know more about touring and traveling throughout Wisconsin and the Midwest and see the sights and sounds, please do me a favor and follow this channel and like it. And for those in EV space, we're going to cover more and more, not only about traveling and seeing the wonders of the Midwest, but how you can do it in an EV efficiently. I'm Branden Bodendorfer. See you guys in the next one.